Not great news, unfortunately. The Range Rover has broken down in quite a spectacular way. We went over to our local town, Leamington Spa, to watch Paddington in Peru this evening, which I don't think was very good. The car went into restricted performance just before we got to Leamington. It drove fine, but slowly. No problem with gearbox or anything. I suspected it might be gearbox because I've had it mega flushed recently, and there's good and bad reports on whether you should do that. But parked up, got its way to the top of a multi-storey car park, but then when it started, it was very jerky, and it's really smoky now. I've managed to limp the car to just outside a friend's house, probably less than a mile. It's very jerky and loads of smoke coming out the back. So I've just driven back to the car to take a reading with the gap ID tool to see what the code says, and then I can work out what to do next. But I hope it's not financially uneconomical to repair. That will be a pain. Right, I've just read the codes. I shall show you what I've got, but there's nothing that suggests there's a serious problem with the engine at all. So that's not great, because there's definitely something wrong. So maybe it's just such a big mechanical issue that, I don't know, it's not throwing a fault. So I'm not going to start it again this evening. I was just hoping to see if I could find a code that suggested what the problem might be, but I can't. So I'm going to get it to, I think, Town and Country in Leamington Spa. I'll give them a call, talk them through the symptoms, or talk them through what happened, and see what they say. But I know they're going to have to see the car, so I have to get it over to them somehow. Anyway, let's see what happens next. It'll probably be quite expensive, and on the back of what I've spent so far, it's going to be difficult to decide whether to spend any more or not. I tried to think a bit laterally, and I've looked at all the ECUs on the gap IID tool, and obviously this is a 4.4 TDV8 with a 8-speed automatic, and the car is saying it doesn't have an 8-speed automatic gearbox, which I know it does. It says it's not recognizing an ECU for the 8-speed box, which is odd. So I'm going to send an email to the chap that did the mega flush. I think he's probably familiar with the gap IID tool, to see what his view is on that particular issue. But yeah, might give me some clues, but we'll see.